All right, in today's notes, we're going to do linear equations and slope application. So the first thing you want to know is x is always going to be the independent variable and y will be the dependent variable. And the independent causes the dependent to change. So I'll explain more about that in example 1. The independent is going to be our x value, and then our y value will be the dependent. So the first thing you want to do is figure out what are the two units. So we have the scuba diver who's diving 30 feet below the surface in 10 seconds and then 100 feet below in 40 seconds. So we're talking about the depth of the water and then the time. So we want to determine, does time change the depth or does the depth change the time? So in this case, time changes it. So the x is going to be our independent, which is time, and then our y is the depth or the feet. So this is going to come into play when we're setting up the ordered pairs. So the time changes the depth. The longer you are underwater, the further the scuba diver is going to dive. So we have to construct our ordered pairs into x comma y. Now it says 30 feet below, that is actually negative 30. Anything below the surface will be negative, and that happens after 10 seconds. Here, after 40 seconds, the diver is negative 100 feet, or 100 feet below. So negative 100 minus negative 30 over 40 minus 10. So this is going to get you negative 70 over 30. Now, use a calculator. It doesn't matter if you use Desmos or the calculator in class. Simplify it, you're going to get negative 7 over 3. Now, this brings back the importance of y and x. Y over x, or the change of y over the change of x, is our slope. This was our y2 minus our y1 over x2 minus x1. So our y is feet, and then our x value is in seconds. Now we can't actually go down 7 feet unless we have time that goes on. So we need to say the scuba diver goes down 7 feet every 3 seconds. So the reason why we have to write a sentence for this is because it says, what does it represent? So you really can't have negative feet, but going down in the ocean or whatever water this scuba diver's in is really negative. Now, Miriam hikes at a steady rate. So after 2 hours, she's 12 miles from the campground. After 4, she's 16. So once again, our x value is time because it changes her distance away from the campground. So then it's going to be 2 comma 12 and then 4 comma 16 because it's our x and then our y and then our x and then our y. So 16 minus 12 over 4 minus 2. Always simplify. So if you get 4 over 2, Simplify it to 2 over 1. Reason why we want to make it a fraction is because we have 2 units. Our distance is our miles, and then our time is our hours. So she hikes 2 miles every 1 hour. Now, example 2 is where we bring it all together. Not only are we going to find the slope, but we're going to find the y-intercept as well in the situation. So example 2, Joe received a gift card. He only buys a medium coffee every time he goes. He does not know the original value. So he saved 2 receipts. We're going to talk about coffees, and we're going to talk about the money left on the card. So X is the amount of coffees he can buy, and then Y is the balance on the card. So we want to make our ordered pair. It's going to be 3,6250. And then he bought 8 coffees and had $50 left. So then we're going to do 50 minus 62.50 over 8 minus 3. So you want to make sure that you simplify this to 1 coffee instead of over 5. So we have 50 minus 62.5, which is negative 12.5 over 5. Now put that into any calculator that you have, and you're going to get negative 250 over 1. Now what does that mean? It means the balance on the card is decreasing $2.50 for every coffee. So the balance is decreasing 250. Notice I'm not using negative 250. I'm using the word decreasing for every coffee. And you can put for every 1 coffee if you want. 1 coffee is mentioned, negative 2.5 is mentioned. So that's really helpful. Now, just like what we've been doing in class, you pick an ordered pair. I'm going to pick 8, 50 to find the y-intercept. We found our slope already to be negative 2.5. So then we plug in all 3 items to y equals mx plus b. So then we have 50 equals negative 2.5 times 8 plus 5. Plus b. So then we're going to get negative 20 plus b. And you're always going to have a 1 step here. So to undo negative 20, we're going to add 20 to both sides. So b equals 70. Now, the whole point of this is to figure out what the y-intercept stands for. And the y-intercept has always stood for the starting value. So the starting value of what? Right here. He does not know the original value on the card. So the starting value, or the starting balance of the gift card, is $70. And now you're going to do the exact same thing for your turn number 2. However, this time Sarah is buying a chocolate chip cookie or multiple chocolate chip cookies. She had 2 cookies, and the gift card balance was $19.70. And then 4 cookies was $14.40. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Especially with decimals, take your time with them. Make sure that you are plugging them in correctly. So 14.4 minus 19.7 gets you negative 5.3. and that's over 2. We want it per cookie, so it's negative 2.65 over 1. So once again, this is the balance on the gift card, and this is for the cookie. So the balance decreases $2.65 every time a cookie is bought. Now for the y-intercept, honestly, it doesn't matter which ordered pair. I'm just going to choose the second one because it's the first one that my eyes went to. That's your x, this is your y. We just found our m value. So 14.4 equals negative 2.65, parentheses 4, and then plus b. So you're always going to multiply these two numbers together, and you're going to get negative 10.6 plus b, and that's going to equal 1440. Undo negative by adding. Now when you combine like terms on the left-hand side, you're going to get $25. So this is the same idea here. Her original balance is $25.